Okay, so we're getting ready to go live for our second live show. I like to wear my shades, so I keep my shades close. And as soon as I get everything pulled up, we will be ready to go. So, hey everybody, you're tuned in to Speaking Freedom TV. I got some stuff in here for my lips. It seems dry a little bit. Okay, we are having not technical difficulties, but I gotta get this shit together. Oh God, here we go. We are having some technical challenges with the last show, radio show. But this will be posted on IGTV, Speaking Freedom TV, and y'all gonna love it. So before we get started here on the show, on the podcast, um, just FYI, we are talking about pillow talking and such. The reason why we're talking about pillow talking is mainly because a lot of the rap beef that we are seeing currently comes from pillow talking. So instead of addressing the beef, I want to address the root cause of the beef. You know? So hopefully this show is no more than about 45 minutes long. Um, we kind of have to see what happens as soon as I can get this up. I don't know why. I braided my hair. I cut my hair. My hair is really short, but I also braided my hair. So I got bored last night. I got a little bored last night. So let me get this together and then I'll come back. Maybe not. Okay, so lately we've been having a little issue getting online with the radio show. And if that is the case today, then what I will be doing is calling on the regular phone and not from my computer, not from the studio. Let's see if it works. I hate doing this like this because um, it's just a very, very, very deep inconvenience. It's calling, but for whatever reason, it's not working. But don't worry, give me 1 second. We gonna make it do what it do, make it do what it do, make it do what it do, what it do, what it do, what it do. So my plan. See now succeeded. So the original plan to have this. Uh, I still have technical challenges in the studio sometimes.
Please maintain that relationship. It's not intended to stop your current treatment plan. If you need physician care, please seek out medical assistance. Please note, all results are based on the individual's ability to adapt and adjust to any given environment and situation. We are not responsible for your results at Speak Freedom. The Life Enhancement Coaches at Speak Freedom provide information to help you grow. You are responsible for maintaining that growth, getting on and then applying the information to your individual life, and using the means necessary. Maintain and explain explicit content. Please use correct words. For best results, you will need an open mind, the ability to research, and a balanced lifestyle. Welcome to Speaking Freedom, healing hearts around the world. Please check your baggage and come right along this way. Are you ready to come prepared? You can't go to pass. I think that we should get therapy. How do black people go to therapy? Regular therapy. There are limited mistakes and things that you have to maintain in order to get your client the desired outcome and destiny. However, with life coaching, especially with life enhancement coaching, we use the client to develop, grow, and to bring out the best in themselves. We are simply a tool to help you learn how to make better decisions. Not just one decision, not just today, but for the rest of your life. Encouraging each person through each trial and tribulation.
I know it seems crazy, but we're about to do this. We about to do this. Hey everybody, you are tuned in to Speaking Freedom Radio. I am your host and life enhancement coaching specialist, Casey. Now, as a life enhancement coaching specialist, what I do is I help you to overcome any area or address any issues that you would like to advance or enhance in your day to day life. So, today, we are taking a subject that has come from the current rap culture. And the reason why we're taking a look at this subject and addressing some of the issues that I see in this industry, in the music industry, as a problem is because, currently speaking, we have rap beefs. Some of the most prestigious rap beefs that we've had most recently have come from Pillow Talk. So I was writing and I was thinking like, man, well maybe I should comment on my outlook on the Cardi B and Nicki situation. But then I thought about, okay, well if I comment on that beef, then I need to comment on the Drake and Meek beef. And if I comment on that beef, if I have to start commenting on all of the beefs that Nicki has been involved in, that's a lot of beefs. But most of the beefs that have currently involved her come from pillow talking. So, what we're going to do today, we're going to talk about pillow talking guidelines. Like, okay, it's cool to be booed up and in love and to want to share with your significant other the things that you think about, the dilemmas that you face on your day to day. None of those things are bad. However, we need to set some guidelines for pillow talking, okay? Because there are some real live rules being mismanaged when it comes to pillow talking. So, first things first, when to pillow talk and when not to pillow talk. You do not pillow talk with strangers. You do not pillow talk with one night stands. If you just met somebody and you are having sex, that does not mean that you pillow talk to them about your personal business. That does not mean you pillow talk to them about your business partnerships. Literally, pillow talking is made for, I want to say pillow talking is more for connection. It's more for support, that's the time that you're most vulnerable. And especially if you're like, okay, we just had sex, we're both here hot and sweaty, and we are wanting to discuss whatever is going on in our lives. So my thing with pillow talking, okay, the first time that I had an incident that involved pillow talking was I was placed in a very inconvenient situation, and this is the thing. It's nothing wrong, like I said before, it's nothing wrong with talking to the person that you laid up with if you have an established relationship and if it does not compromise your business partnerships, it should not compromise your friendships, your livelihood. Laying up and talking at night after you done had sex, after when you cuddling, whatever makes you decide that you're comfortable enough to pillow talk. It's nothing wrong with pillow talking. However, there has to be guidelines. Men, the guidelines for pillow talking, you should not be pillow talking about the next man. You should not have to throw dirt on the next nigga's name in order to reap whatever you're trying to get by talking down on the next person. Um, like, okay, specifically when I think about the Drake and Meek beef, thank God it's over because I really like Drake is my guy and Meek is cool, and I really I think Meek just had a lot going on, and sometimes stressful situations can make you lash out at other people. Um, so I think that, but the whole part of the pillow talking in the specific Meek and Drake beef was that Drake's label mate was running her mouth about label business with somebody that's not on the label. And this is where the line has to be drawn with pillow talking, because a lot of times we hear people talk about, well, men shouldn't be pillow talking. Well, wait a minute, because all relationships don't involve pillow talking in the sense of we're talking about pillow talking should be reserved for building up each other, for airing out your own personal issues with your mate. Like, as a life coach, I strongly suggest that um, if you are arguing with your significant other and for whatever reason you guys are struggling to communicate effectively, my recommendation for all couples, both married, um, committed, and long established couples, um, to engage in sexual activity to release the tension of whatever is going on. Now, we're not telling you if you're getting beat to have sex and then get beat some more. If you are in a highly abusive relationship, please seek help. There are people and places and circumstances in which you can take yourself out of a harmful situation. However, if you're having arguments about bills, finances, regular family issues, then I believe that having sex before discussing can knock away some of the tension and allow you to discuss it both calmly without the tension. Now, the catch is, if you begin to have sex and you have the conversation, and even after sex is a problem, then there is something that really needs to be addressed that sex itself cannot cover in a relationship. So, okay, so pillow talking. Now, let me tell you something. As a woman, I want to be able to lay in the bed with my king when I become established in a relationship and I am no longer celibate or single. Then, and we've been together for a long time, then I want to be able to feel the comfortability to take any subject to my significant other and discuss that subject in such a way to where we can resolve some issues, where we can actually tackle problems, where we can build not only ourselves, our businesses, our families, but also build the community around us, because the community around us affects us in our livelihood and everything that we do on a day to day. So it is very essential to be able to discuss things. Now, I'm going to go through this in a more structured way, but this is literally just me thinking about pillow talking. Like, okay, you're not pillow talking to strangers. You're not telling your brother's business to somebody that you're just having sex with. If you are not in a committed relationship, then there are limits to what you can talk about in the bedroom. There are limits to what you can talk about, period. Like, for myself, personally, even if I'm in a relationship with someone, depending on the level, well, before now I'm at a place where I'm not going to be in a relationship with someone or having sex with someone that I can't trust my life with. So in a sense of, now I can trust my life with whoever I'm in a relationship with. I would feel comfortable to talk about that person with anything and about anything, but that's the reason why I'm single for the most part. So in the sense that you find someone that you can trust your life with, you should be able to discuss, like regular stuff, um, with your significant other, no matter what it is, and there should be a level of trust that comes with it. But if you are not with someone that you can trust, if you have not established your goals, your limits, what you're looking forward to, if you would not share your dreams with them and build your dreams with them, then there has to be some limits on the things that you discuss in the bedroom with that person. For your safety, for the safety of those that's connected to you, and just so that it doesn't get messy. Because if the person that you're discussing, for whatever reason, is not liked by by your significant other, then it can mess up things. So for myself, just for me, I don't know what nobody else does, but for me, prior to my new commitment of being with someone that I could trust my life with, I don't discuss. I never discussed the last person that I was sleeping with. We didn't discuss. I never told him specifically what I do. I never really discussed how I do it in detail. Mostly because the first time that I mentioned to him about what I do, it was one of those disbelief, or like where I know you see what I'm doing, but you don't respect what I'm doing enough to honor the people, you know what I'm saying, what I do. So as soon as you show me signs that you're not 100% of supportive of anything that I have going on, then I cut off, and there's a limit placed on the way I discuss that business to you. And this is the reason why. If I know that you are wishy-washy in support, then I know that if I bring something to you, you're not going to give me the optimistic, positive encouragement that I need in order to get it done. So for myself, I don't talk about, everybody does not get involved. Just because I'm having sex with you does not mean that you can pay my bills. Just because we're going out on a date does not mean I'm discussing my bills with you. And I know that in the society that we live in today, there are a lot, most women think that, or have this understanding that the only way that you can sleep with a man is if he's paying your bills. But to me, that's like prostitution. And this is relevant because even if it was a pure money exchange, you're not telling them your friends' deepest, darkest secrets and expecting them to hold that dear to them, because there is no loyalty. There is no, so listen, pillow talking is okay. I do not want to tell you not to discuss things with your significant other if you're in a committed relationship. When I think about this particular beef, there were things that were shared that should not have been shared. But at the same time, well, it's no buts, because my business relationships, should not be discussed in that personal bedroom if we're not in business cahoots with each other. Like if you're not my business partner, then in that bedroom, what we doing in business, especially if it's about creative nature or a concept, or it's for myself. I won't say that I don't like to talk about the things that I have going on. It's a way in which that I like to deal with certain things. So when I think about pillow talking, I am not discussing all, well, see, but that goes back to, you cannot sleep with somebody that you cannot discuss your dreams with and them want to be a part of building those dreams with you. So, what is pillow talk? Pillow talk is when you are at your most vulnerable moment. Normally, in a situation where you can, you've probably either had sex, cuddled, or you're laying in the bed in an intimate setting and you're talking about things that are on your mind, whether it's your day, whether it's your job, whether it's your boss, whether it's your coworkers, whether it's your business, whether it's your children, whether it's what you're building together, whether it's your dreams, your hopes, your ambitions, whatever it is. Pillow talk is the moment in which you are your most vulnerable with your partner or the person that you're having sex with, and you're talking about things, just anything. I know pillow talking for me used to be talking about family and getting to know each other. Like, you should already know each other if you're pillow talking, but it gives you the opportunity to take it a step further because you are both in a vulnerable state or position. So that's the basis of pillow talking. It's just an intimate conversation with someone that you are intimately connected with. It's called pillow talking specifically because it normally happens cuddling, laying in the bed before or after sex, and that is the like the cool down, for lack of better terms, to the sex. And it is supposed to establish more commitment. It's supposed to open the door for communication. It should also be a means to connect and relate and all of those things. So that's what pillow talk is. Um, okay, so what is on and off limits with pillow talk? Pillow talk is very, again, pillow talking should not be done with somebody that you're not deeply in love with, that you can trust your life with. It's an age limit though, because at 20, 20 through, I'll say from 18 through 30, um, everybody's relationships are different. So that person at that age may not be into what a 30-year-old would talk about in pillow talking. Well, now kids nowadays, I don't know if they connect the way that we felt connection when we were younger. We rode around cars, we talked, we related, we literally felt connected with each other when I was younger or whatever. So it's like it's really different. So okay, so this is the thing that we need to the allowable subjects. The things that you should not, I already talked about what you shouldn't talk about during pillow talking. So, the things that you should be pillow talking about with your significant other, in my opinion, as a life enhancement coaching specialist, I recommend pillow talking about business, how you can overcome your relationship challenges, how you can communicate better. Talk about your dreams, how you're both going to get towards your dreams if you're planning to be together long term. Talk about your family, your trust issues, the things are that make you vulnerable in that vulnerable moment are the things that should actually be talked about, in my opinion. Now, again, you should not be talking about your friend's business to your significant other, because if your significant other does not like that said friend, then that business that you just told your significant other is likely to go outside of this boundaries that should be established. Now, if you and your significant other trust each other, um, honor the trust within each other, then there is nothing in that relationship that's discussed, whether it is pillow talking or if it's on the ride home or whatever the case may be. If you and your significant other has established the correct trust boundaries and values, then you literally will not have to worry about whether or not those things are talked about outside of the conversation that you're having. But the problem is, in most cases, is that we're sharing our deepest secrets with people who barely know us. We're sharing our deepest secrets with people that we don't know if we will be connected to or be with within the next 5 years. That's why it's important to only be with people that you know you can trust your life with. So you just you don't pillow talk with strangers. You don't, tell your deeper secrets to somebody that you know you might not be attracted to 5 years from now. Everything that you do when it comes to your relationship should be towards building that relationship. And pillow talking doesn't always build in the relationship. It does tell you who you're dealing with because based on what their interests are is what they will discuss in that vulnerable time, and that will tell you a lot about that person. So now it is very important when you're pillow talking, whatever you discuss in the bedroom stays in the bedroom. The bedroom in your house should be like Vegas, damn it. And if you wouldn't want nobody sharing something, it's just Vegas. The bedroom is Vegas. I don't care if we having I don't care if we're having sex. I don't care if we are doing threesomes. I wouldn't care if it was foursomes, fivesomes. Damn it, I wouldn't care if whatever it is. Your bedroom is Vegas, especially if you're married. Your bedroom is undefiled. People cannot judge you about the things that you do in the privacy of your home unless you share it publicly. So, and I'm not telling you not to share things or not to help people grow if that is your business. But listen, the goal is to cut down the the drama that can come with pillow talking if you're pillow talking to the wrong person. Men should not be gossiping about other men. That should not be your pillow talk, bruh. Like your pillow talk should be trying to get that lady to trust you more. That pillow talk should be about building bonds with each other and helping each other grow and talking about your dreams and how to overcome difficulties that you face because of who you are raised into. Pillow talking is not for gossip. No man should be pillow talking about gossip. Period. Pinpoint blank. Ever. Period. Now, I'll give you a clause for that. Okay. If you are talking to your woman and y'all in bed, y'all pillow talking or whatever, and you have an issue that you know that your woman can help you resolve, then yes, please discuss that with your woman. But if you are gossiping about what the next man is spending, buying, who he's sleeping with, how you're judging him, then you are nothing but a chatty patty. And chatty patties are not really respected amongst mainstream society. But yeah, your girl might gossip with you, but then y'all just two gossiping people just gossiping together, and no real, real recognized real gossiping or being a chatty patty man is not something that's respectable. Is no way really around it. If I discuss something with you in the bedroom as my man, then whatever we discuss in the bedroom as my man should not make it to public whoever, whatever, whenever, because what happens in the bedroom is like what happens in Vegas. If we talk about it in the bedroom, it stays in the bedroom unless it's something that we can build the community, our lives, or the people around us with. Now, pillow talking is very, like, to me, it's the most intimate conversation that you can have with a person that you're sleeping with, because you're sharing your deepest thoughts about whatever the subject is. It just, you, I don't have time for gossip or small talk. I don't like talking about things that's not productive. So pillow talk should not be about things that don't have nothing to do with nothing. Like, okay, you might tell a few jokes. You might, laugh about some things. But if the whole premise of your pillow talk conversation is about other people, then you have a problem. And that should not be the goal in the relationship, is to be pillow talking about other people, or to be trying to make somebody look bad so that you can look better, or whatever these people pillow talk about other people to dog other people, and then go talk about what y'all talked about when y'all was in your private time. It's just too much. So and I'm going to talk about the details of why I'm talking about this more than what I already have. um so outside of the bedroom, if we pillow talking and I'm telling you something that's going on, please do not disclose any of my personal information to any of your friends. It's almost like if I'm sending you some nude pics, you show your friends, and guess what? That's the end all be all to who you are as a person, because those was private moments that you're deciding to share because of whatever reason you decided to share. So, I mean, it's some things we have to learn. It's boundaries that we have to learn. It's trust that we have to have, be established. Not just in our bedrooms, not just in our homes, but in our communities. I can't be with a man that I can't trust if I tell you something that you're not going to respect my mind, you're not going to respect my voice, you're not going to support me or anything like that. So the thing is if you stop pillow talking, then we'll have more trust in our homes. If we have more trust in our homes, then we will be able to establish foundations and build the community and become stronger together and trust each other more, and all of the things that's necessary for us to establish black power, as people are trying to establish. You cannot create powerful situations in weak dynamics. You have to build the stronger dynamics and the stronger foundation in order to really create what it is that you're saying that you desire to take place. So most pillow talk should not be out of the bedroom. And like, I want my next mate to be my business partner. So that means that we're going to talk about business trips and all types of stuff within that um, setting, like wherever we are. If we're having a moment, never, when you're creative, ideals always come. But you don't want to be creative and have an idea with somebody that's going to go and talk about those things with people that are not involved. This is, I mean, even if they are involved, it's some things, it's some details that may be only privy to the person that you're laying with. Whoever you're laying with should know you deeper than the person that you're not laying with. And pillow talking is kind of the the highway to getting closer, getting more comfortable. Pillow talk can help with understanding, and being loving towards each other. If pillow talk is done right, it should be an extension of the sexual experience. Pillow talking should not be used for negative energy and gossip, because in the midst of laying and having sex and producing the energy that it takes and that comes along with sex, you have to be able to produce something good. Whatever you're meditating on is what you're manifesting, not just outside of the bedroom, but also inside of the bedroom. So you have to be very, 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 very mindful of that. How do you handle friend issues? Listen, so When I think about the reason why we got on the pillow talking subject is the beef that surrounded Nikki pillow talking to Meek, who which in turn went and told the pillow talk conversations to Remy, which kind of fed into different beefs, which would lead to where we see now, where we have a lot of beefs, we have a lot of interlabel animosity and tension. And a lot of that, to me, in my eyes, is because somebody went and pillow talk to somebody that run their mouth. And you cannot go and pillow talk to somebody that run their mouth in such a way that it will destroy relationships. But this is the thing. If a relationship can be destroyed by something that's said, then that relationship was not strong to begin with. And it's certain things that, yes, all things should be kept private during pillow talking. But if you're feeling a certain way about a person and you're still around that person, then you're more wrong to continue to be around a person that you feel a certain way about, you don't like, or you, whatever the case may be. You shouldn't even be around a person that you don't fool with. Like, when I think about the Cardi B and the Nicki shoe knot incident, yes, they are both in an industry in which both of their presence is requested. But in my personal opinion, I'm not a 25-year-old girl, so or a 25-year-old woman who just became a new millionaire and got fame within the last 2 years. But you need me to be at your function as much as I want to be there. If people that I don't get along with are there, I am not going to an established function in order to fight, because where I'm from and what it sounds like where Cardi is from, it's an on-site type of deal where if I see you and I don't like you, I'm going to on-site you. And that means I'm going to get at you by any means necessary. So, but again, it comes from this particular beef to me comes from internal issues. Because if I'm successful, if I'm a millionaire, if I have buku deals, buku covers, buku awards, if I've been established, I don't care what the next person is doing to establish their career. I hope you come up, because then we can come up and we can kick it together. I am not the type that's a backbiter. I am a Sagittarius, so it would be easy for me to be manipulative, to get over on people. It would be easy for me to use people and abuse people as needed for at my discretion for whatever it is that I'm trying to come up on. However, as a mature woman, those things are beneath me. And I mean that literally. Like, when I was 25, when I was 20, when I was 18, I was figuring out whether or not I felt it right to manipulate people or to get my way and to sweet talk people and to play my gifts on people to get what I need. And for me, that wasn't something that was conducive for who I wanted to be in the world. So, with that being said, maturity plays a great part in a lot of the things that we'll allow ourselves to get into. As you mature, and maturity is not necessarily age. So, as you mature spiritually, um, in your soul, there are some things that will just not be good for your mental space. So it's some things you're not going to feed into. Goes back to what you will and won't talk about with your significant other. There are some things that, as a woman, you should not be bringing back to your husband or the person that you're laying with at night. Like, don't bring that person somebody else's grief. Don't bring them somebody else's struggle. They should not have to bear the burdens that you don't want to bear because you're afraid to tell a person, hey, I'm sorry, that's not really my business. I don't want to be involved in that. in turn, we see situations, not just celebrity situations, not just this Nicki Drake uh, beef that came from pillow talking, but in general, we have to begin to understand exactly both who we are, what we're dealing with, and how to be better about what we bring to our significant others. Like, I don't want to bring the person that I'm laid up with, trying to be in love with, gossip, because if it made me feel some type of way, it's gonna make them feel some type of way. And the goal is to only create positive energy and radiate that positive energy from us to everybody else in the world. So gossip and bringing my significant other back, other people's misery, other people's problems. I'm definitely not laughing at anybody else. And the reason why I'm not laughing at somebody else's problems is because that'll bring problems to my door. That opens up the judgment on my life, and then it's just wrong. You don't ever know what you may see as a very small thing or something that's laughable could be the next person's reason for suicide. If you are thinking about suicide, please dial the suicide prevention hotline. I do not have that number, but I will get that number so I can repeat that number every time the subject happens to come up. So you don't want to never downplay, like, if you're talking about somebody to say, hey babe, I heard this person is going through this. What can we do to help? That's not gossip. That's not pettiness. That's We're trying to be productive for the people around us that we can pour into, that we can give into, and that we can help to be better. So I think that it's a couple of different lines that need to be drawn in the sand, not just with pillow talking, with being a mature adult. Because just because you're 35 does not mean that you're acting like you're 35-year-old, or what a 35-year-old should act like. Just because you're 45 does not mean that you act like a 45 mature person that has processed their emotions, that understand what they are in life, and all of those things. But dealing with hurt, dealing with bruised egos and feelings, dealing with a lot of other things will minimize the amount of public humiliation that we render towards others. It will minimize the amount of gossiping and backbiting that we do. Like, it's some things that in our community that we need to establish within ourselves, even before it gets to the bedroom. But like I said before, you should not be sleeping with anyone. Nobody should be close enough to you to pillow talk with that you do not trust your life with. Because if you can trust your life with them, then you can trust them with your secrets. Now, if you can't trust a person with your secrets, then that's a very uncomfortable situation, because that means that you can never share with your significant other anything that means something to you, because you don't know if they're going to take that information and share it, take that information and use it against you later. Oh my gosh, when I think about pillow talking, I think about the most intimate time that you can be with a person, the support, the relationship, the bonding period in such time. But what I realize is this is a lot of niggas out here fucking hoes. And excuse my language, it's a lot of people out here having one night stands, sleeping with random people, telling random people all of their business or secrets, dropping dimes on the next person, doing this or doing. Or you got people that have known a person for a couple weeks, and they've decided within this couple weeks, okay, now I'm going to talk about these issues. And that person doesn't have your best interest at heart, and you can tell by the way that they treat you. So if they don't have your best interest at heart, that is not somebody that you should be pillow talking with. Pillow talk is reserved for the most sacred person that's close to you. But again, because a lot of people are having random sex and pointless relationships with people that they don't care about, they're pillow talking with people that they barely like themselves, and then they're expecting something more than what the person can give, because the person is who they are, and because you don't know who they are, you're telling them things that they will do anything with in order to get ahead in most situations. So again, we got to this subject because of the current beef that's going on, and because of that beef, I really wanted to address the beef, but at the basis of the beef, especially with Drake and Meek, I'm so glad it's over again. But the basis of that beef was pillow talking, and I hear people always talk about pillow talking, but listen, women, y'all have to be better about who y'all dating, what y'all are willing to discuss with the people that y'all dating, and knowing whether or not you dealing with a sucker. Because if you're dealing with a sucker, it don't matter who you are, whatever you say is going to, one, either be used against you, to control you, and or they are going to put you in situations that make your character, your integrity, and all those things seem questionable, whether it is or it isn't. So pillow talking helps to build comfort. If I know that we're in an intimate setting and I can talk to you about anything, then it opens up the door for us to talk about everything. Then you erase the secrets, the lies, the need for manipulation, and all those things. The goal in a relationship is should be to be with someone that you care about deeply, that they care about you, and that your secrets are their secrets, and whatever y'all do together is a bond created between you two that is established with trust, because trust is everything. If you don't have trust, you ain't got nothing. So, like, if I'm pillow talking with you, if I'm telling you things that should not go any further than this bedroom, and you go share them, then you've ruined the trust in that area. Now I got to limit to what I can tell you, how I can tell you it, who it can involve. Now we're putting perimeters on our relationship that doesn't have to be, because you don't know how to zip it. So, men, in wrapping up, pillow talking should give you the ability to gain the trust of your woman. It should help you to understand, know, and grow with your woman significantly, because it's the most intimate time. That's the time where you figure out how to make your relationship better, how to strengthen the bond, how to make the changes that you need in order to further both your business, your partnership, your friendship. Friendship is the most important thing of all things. If you are not friends, in which you trust each other, then the relationship will definitely be short-stopped. Uh, it is very, very, very essential that your mate feels supported. Women, listen, I'm a woman. I am a straight woman who loves the things that I love, and I'm being completely honest. We have to be better about knowing who to share what with, starting with our vaginas, but also with, we shouldn't be sharing, things with people that we're not sure if they have, especially business things. I'm not sharing you. You're not going. I don't care if we are having sex. I don't care if we are in a relationship. Until I know 100% certain that I can trust you with my life and my business, and that you won't try to kill me off for some insurance money or something crazy like that, then I'm not telling you all my business. Again, the last person that I was dealing with, as I was building Speaking Freedom, he didn't know anything about my business. I didn't need him see, that's the thing. When you don't need someone for anything financially, you can move a little bit different. When you can move a little bit different because you don't need them financially, then it allows you to be able to adjust in a way that you can build on more integral factors, and that's very, very, very important. So, listen, we are coming down to the end of our time for this podcast. But listen, pillow talking is reserved for intimate conversations. Pillow talking should not be gossipy. Pillow talking should not be like, listen, If I'm telling you something while we laid up in bed, I hope that you don't want to go and ruin that moment and ruin the potential for other talks and building by going and sharing that with somebody who is going to use it to damage me. Your friend should not, your friend's personal business or their livelihoods should not be in jeopardy because you're telling someone that don't like them shit that they don't need to know. I can't really say it no different than that. And I think that this is a really good topic because so many times we want, some people don't have people to share stuff with. So as soon as they get somebody, they want to share everything. And the reality is, you can't share everything with everybody all the time. Get you your trusted people that you roll with. Get you your boo. Find a boo that's trustworthy. Find your vibe attracts your tribe. So what vibes are you giving off? What type of people are you attracting? What are you looking forward to? Listen, there are some things that shouldn't even be discussed in the bedroom because it brings no excitement to the bedroom. So, in closing, listen, stop pillow talking if that ain't your boo and y'all ain't been together for long enough to know that they ain't gonna do nothing to hurt you. Because guess what? If you pillow talking with the wrong person, that information can be used to kill you, literally. I have seen people who pillow talk and tell the wrong person the wrong thing, and the whole purpose of them sleeping with you was to set you up. So don't get set up. Don't get placed in a bad situation trying to pillow talk with somebody that really doesn't have the best intentions for your life. If they don't care about you, they're not going to care about the people that you are connected to. You got to pillow talk and be connected closely with people that really want to see you prosper. And that's why I said over the years, I just stopped. I'm not active sexually, period. But mostly because, in my eyes, at this point in my life, if I cannot trust you with my secrets, if I cannot trust you with my life, then I don't want you around, period. And so we have to do better overall and reserve some things for those that we really know ride or die with us. And the thing is, nowadays, you don't know who you're sleeping with. We're not learning each other well enough. We're not seeing past the facade and the representative. And the representative is the person that they show you they are because they need you to see that person so that you can accept them. I don't want to meet any more representatives. Don't show me who you think I want you to be. Be who you are and allow me to choose to be connected with you because I like who you are, not who you pretend to be. And that's where some of the pillow talking errors come because you're falling in love with somebody based on who they are pretending to be versus who they actually are. And when you do that, you set yourself up for failure. Again, I have known people to get set up because they were pillow talking to somebody that came to get information from them. So you got to be sure that you're not dealing with somebody that's just trying to get information from you to use either against you or the people that you're with. And that doesn't mean that they won't get you pregnant. That don't mean that they won't try to be your boo for the rest of your life. That don't. Some people fake it really, really well. There are some people, literally, that will put on a facade for a very long time, and to the point to where you won't know who they are until you realize that you're not who you used to be because you're trying to adjust to who they turned out to be versus who they introduced you to. Now, I know that sounds like a bunch because people will put on a facade just to get close to you, only to reveal that that's not who they really were in the beginning or in the end, and then you're so far in that thing to where you don't know how to get out. And that's why I said, if you're in an abusive relationship, we don't want you to stay in an abusive relationship. We don't want you to have sex and then think, oh, he still loves me. No, if you're in an abusive relationship, get out of the abusive relationship. But a part of being in an abusive relationship is not just violence. It's not just not being able to trust somebody. It's not just being verbally abused, called names, being put down, being neglected or mistreated. It's not just being ignored. It's not one thing. Being in an abusive relationship is somebody that makes you not trust you anymore. Somebody that puts low self-esteem in you when it wasn't on you to begin with. You have to be aware of what you're getting yourself into, who you are getting yourself involved with, so that when you decide to pillow talk, when you decide to lay up, when you decide to do whatever it is that you decide to do in the privacy of your Vegas, your bedroom is your Vegas. Whoever you decide to be with in your Vegas, that has to be an intimate situation. You have to know you can trust that person. You're not doing everything with everybody. You need to be selective because that's just the way the world should be. So, with that being said, I hope you got something from this. Hopefully, y'all not pillow talking with everybody that you meet. Hopefully, you are not, overexposing yourself and the people around you and the people that you love, the people that don't have good intentions or that may be jaded for whatever reason. So, be mindful of who you're talking to. Be mindful of who you sharing your crew secrets to, and just know that no pettiness formed against you shall prosper. You got to be away from those petty people. You got to know who you're getting in business with, and protect yourself at all times. Bye. If love isn't a religion, the hate is sinning, we stay winning, just handling God's business. We ain't tripping, no bread to be dipping. This loyalty, get your debt to me missing. Fool me one time, shame on you. Fool me twice, can put the blame on you. Fool me three times, fuck the peace sign, make it rain on you. Listen. Oh, don't tease. This is real. No gimmicks. No fakes. Uh-oh. Less than 2 minutes remaining. Guess what? The show is over. The show is over. It's over. Just getting started, but it's over. Today, the show is over. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. This show is over like that. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. This show is over like that. Okay, bye.